RACE9. This is Indy Lights, isn't it?
It's IndyCar.
Oh, IndyCar.
Yes,
Nice.
the big one.
Yeah, he did the big one. I just thought it was different. Anyway, this is round 3, as it says on the screen, unless I'm very much mistaken. We're here at the Barber Motorsport Park, which I actually called the Barber Shop Motorsport Park, because so on and so forth. And after my somewhat impressive commentary debut yesterday during the GT Asia race yesterday, I've been brought back. If you don't know who I am, my name's Squire. Alongside me in the booth is Constantin Grimminger. Hello.
Hello from me as well.
So, as we can see on the screen right now, it's middle of qualifying. We're just over 6 minutes to go. Alvarez on pole, and MGO and AGO in second and third. And we're looking at Carlos Frau, who in GT Asia is doing well, but in terms of IndyCars, what is he like?
I can't even... Oh, yeah, I see that now. He just spun out of turn 3, that must have been. Very difficult corner, but then again, yeah, easy to do wrong. And I just realized I was stuck in the replay. Good start. That's exactly how we need it.
A fantastic start to the stream, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely.
But anyways, I'm looking at the live broadcast, which is, I believe, that you're looking at the same right now. And I believe he's just started his lap. Pelkey is now on pole with a 1 minute 9.6. I do apologize for that. Sneezy boy. I'm a sneezy boy today. And I believe Colin is also as well. He's a little bit under the weather.
Indeed.
Yeah, we're both sneezy, queasy boys today. But we're on the mend. We're on the mend. It's all right. Less than 5 minutes to go left in the session. Murdo's now on pole. Frau, what was I saying? Frau, he's doing well in GT Asia. What about IndyCar?
That's a very good question. He was struggling in the last race, which was at Kota. Of course, very difficult circuit. IndyCars are just slightly lacking on downforce when it comes to Kota, especially in the S section, compared to, for example, Formula 1. It's quite a pain to do that. But I reckon that he gotta have good chance. Oh, speaking of good chances.
Pog champers, not exactly pog champers for Frau there, but there's still some time to go. I believe we're expecting the turnout of at least 7 drivers here. Slightly less than the GT Asia race yesterday, but there's still a good influx of drivers, hopefully for a good influx of laps around here at the Barber Shop.
Yeah, barbershop, exactly, where we all need to go back to as soon as we are allowed. Anyways, Carlos Frau quit it, so he's not allowed to go back out again. So that's his qualifying completely done and dusted for today. Alessandro Valenti's also been into the wall, and I think he's ignoring that particular rule and going back out again in that very wide guest driver car.
He said Frau's not allowed to go back out again.
Okay.
So why is Frau going out again?
Ooh, Gustavo Brusensky into the wall, lost his front wing. But I think drivers decide it's better to start or have a good shot and get some practice in, start a little bit higher, and then just basically catch the time penalty later. I think it's 10 or 20 seconds. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, that's going to be added to the results at the end of the race.
I'm still trying to go over the fact that even though we just said Frau is not allowed out for another lap because he just went off, like he said, didn't you?
Yes.
Then why is he? Then why is he still going out for another lap?
Yeah, as I said, perhaps strategic choice to just get on with the start in the pack actually, not right at the end, and perhaps get mangled up in some difficulties into turn 1, which can easily happen around this corner, this circuit in particular, and start somewhere in the middle of the pack, and then just take the 20 seconds at the end of the race.
So no matter what time Frau's going to do here, he will start at the back. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, if he doesn't set a time, I think he's gonna get away with it, but I'm not entirely sure on that as well. Don't quote me on that, please.
I'll try not to. So, less than 2 minutes left in the session. Murdo's on pole. Peckley only a second behind. Frau at the back as it stands. And, so the order right now is Murno, Peckley, Cherno's, MGO. Who's MGO?
It's Mateus Gomez from Project B.
Matthias? That's how you say
Mateus
it?
Gomez, yeah, exactly.
Mateus Gomez, Alvarez, Lopez,
Gonzalez.
Gonzalez, and Prado right now has set a lap time, and Frau's in the middle of doing his lap time, although it might not count. We'll have to wait and see what happens next. And I think that might be the qualifying in a bit. So here comes Frau. Let's see what time he does. We'll have to wait and see if he'll hold this position. Goes 8th position. So that's still practically at the back, so no proper change for Frau at this moment in time. Only 4 seconds off. Wow. But he still has time to do another lap, because right now he is within that time limit of getting another lap in. I think it's maybe time for a little bit of predictions, don't you think? Who's going to win this race?
Right, okay, Lucas Murno has absolutely dominated the first race. He just won in the streets of St. Petersburg by 1 lap ahead of everyone else. And he started from pole position, 1.3 seconds ahead of Peachley, his next rival. So I'm definitely have to go with Murno. And if you would have set your money on it, you should go too.
Yeah, I think it's either going to be Murno, Peckley, or Gomez, because I think Chirinos might have the opportunity, but I don't know if he can actually make it off the grid in time. But again, we'll have to wait and see. Anyways, qualifying is now over. Murno is on pole. Peckley in second. Cherno's in third. Gomez in fourth. Alvarez fifth. Lopez in sixth. Gonzalez seventh. Frau in eighth. And Prado ninth.
And Alessandro Valente in 10th. Just to add to that. Unfortunately.
Valente is at the back. So,
we got another one. Sorry.
We have got another one. It's Brudzinski.
Yes.
I hope I said that right. Goes on in the back section.
Is he still racing? Has he made it across the line in time? I can't imagine he's done that. No, session goes on, so he didn't set a lap time. But he's in the race, and he's one of our championship leaders at the very moment. 40 points for him, and Jesus Chinos, starting from P3, leading the championship with 41 points at the moment. But, of course, the show has to be decided at the very front.
Yeah. So, I believe it's been a somewhat good session. I believe we're now going into warm-up now. I believe it's going to be like a few minutes or so.
Yeah, time set to 10 minutes, but we should go. We should start as soon as everyone's ready. So either we start in 10 minutes or even earlier.
Like a minute or so earlier. Or even like within a minute or something like that. I don't know when, but it's something along the lines of that inset.
I just remembered I can actually read the chat from my position, so I can keep you updated on that when we're ready to go.
Nice stuff. So, drivers are going to start their race runs, hopefully. And Alvarez nearly cut off Brzezinski in the pits as they were going out. And Alessandro Valente is actually the one in front. And look at the car that he's driving. It gives off Andrea Moda vibes. I do apologise. Because you know Andrea Moda, don't you?
Yeah, who doesn't?
Well, a certain YouTuber from Canada makes a habit of mentioning Andre Motors in his videos. What's his name? I forgot.
Don't ask me on that. I have no idea of the YouTube scene, especially on sim racing. I'm sorry to say that, but
Yeah, it's okay. And Valente Spinalla on the tricky, I believe it was turn 5. That sweeping corkscrew section.
Yes,
like
absolutely. Turn 5.
Wow. Let's have a look at other drivers on their laps at the moment in time. We got Prado and Chirinos going toe to toe with each other. Oh, Chirinos taking out a cone as Prado goes wide and Chirinos overtakes him. Sonny's off for track position right now, but it will be in mere minutes away. So,
Also, a very interesting style of warm-up. Everyone's going full hum and just racing each other. If it's continuing like that in the race, I'm really hopeful for 75 very exciting laps.
It should be absolutely exciting indeed. So, yeah, we'll just have a look for it. So, while we're waiting, we may as well have a look at the liveries here because I need to get used to the who's there. So, Valente, Andrea Motor vibes. Prado gives off sort of a McLaren vibes from 2017, I say.
Yeah, somewhat. There's a little bit of arrows in there. Blue, yeah, it makes more of a McLaren. True.
And Spiker.
Yeah, a mix-up of all the good things.
I don't know if the Spiker's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about arrows either, or the McLarens from back then.
Arrows is decent.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it was one of my favorite teams ever, but still, their performance wasn't that decent, was it? Yellow flags out?
Yeah. As we see Gonzalez giving off somewhat of an early 90s Ligier vibes.
Gonzalez, wait, let me look it up. Where is he even? I can't find him.
He's in the pits.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the CMP Corsa guys. Of course, with their blue and blue livery. Which sounds odd, but that's exactly the way it is. Blue on blue. It's very, very interesting color as Lopez goes into the wall in the same spot that Valente has done. These guys really, as I said, going full hum and warm-up. That's very unusual, but glad to see. Hopefully, one makes up for the race later on. Or gives a promise for the race later on, I shall say.
I mean, I usually go full ham and warm up, and everyone still thinks I'm actually just taking it easy. That tells you how slow I am, really.
Yeah, that's also the reason why we are in the commentary booth and these guys are out on track, right?
Oh, well, yeah, Venice. Have a look at Gomez. I can't think what team this can remind me of. Maybe Tyrrell? Maybe Tyrrell in the 90s, perhaps?
Too much orange, in my opinion.
Yeah, there's too much orange on it, but...
Let me put it this way, it's a very original livery.
It is very original. Very original indeed. Let's have a look at the other liveries. Alvarez. Prost.
Alvarez. I can't find him. Yeah, I've got him. Prost. Yeah, very much. Absolutely. The blue just fits way too well. But the team is called Blue Dragons Esports, so they definitely have something to live up for with the name Blue in it. So, just scanning through the chat. No message already or anything. So we perhaps have to go until the timer hits 0 in the bottom. No, sorry, top left, and then we should go to racing action. Yeah. Or hopefully before that.
So let's see who we've practically got next. Peckley. Now, I would take a little bit of a stab. I don't know. I would say a little bit of late 90s, early 2000s McLaren.
Yeah, slightly, true. With the red and black stuff, a little bit of white is too bright. But if they would make it silver, it would actually quite fit. True. Good eye. Good spot.
Yeah, I'm just trying to piece these things together. Next one we got who is this in the pits now? I'm trying to see who it. That's the TV.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah. And Frau. Let's see what Frau is like. Oh yeah, that's DJ Andrea Moda. Yeah. Oh, Murno. Okay. I don't know for Murno.
What's
because it's the same as
Brzezinski?
Yeah. No. No. Brzezinski. Now I realise they're actually different colours. One of them is red, one of them is blue, and one of them is purple.
Yes, that's exactly how it is. Again, good eyes.
Yeah. Right, we're only a few minutes to go. I'll be back in a bit because I've been called.
Okay, so I'm gonna take over for a moment. Camera has to stay exactly where it is. I unfortunately don't know where and which car it is, but I gotta keep you updated on what's going on around the track. As I said before, drivers actually going full ham at the moment. Mateus Gomez has just thrown off and stalled it now in the pits. But yeah, drivers practicing really hard, going wheel to wheel. That's good. It's good stuff to see. So these guys getting the laps in until we get the race started in about 3 minutes time, bit less, 2 minutes 30 seconds to go in this warm-up session. Let me quickly see what the camera has pointed at, so I do know exactly what you guys are seeing and what I am seeing. I am seeing, of course. Prime Gaming Sublate would be kind of interesting. Say something about people who are driving in the race. Yeah, I will do that, Alex, with no worries. Right. First of all, Lucas Mourinho, he's going to be on P1 for the race later on. He's currently P1 in the standings as well, in the timing standings. As we see someone else on the camera, unfortunately. But he was absolutely dominating. You're back. Okay, nice. Lucas Mourinho, we just started to speak about him. I realized he's actually on screen. And yeah, I didn't look it up because I don't have the stream open because my internet just crippling down very much. And Mono, I was about to say something about him. He was absolutely dominating the race, the first race, and then just disappeared into not racing for the next one, which was the last one, of course. And he definitely knows how to be quick after dominating the first one. He's also been racing LMP1 cars in a WEC championship 2 years ago. Was it 2 years ago? The 2019? Yeah, that's 2 years ago already. Yeah. Time flying when you get older. And he's improved his own time once again, so he definitely is on to win it for today. Right.
Like I said earlier, these drivers are actually going full blast, so we are going to wait until the actual time elapses. Then we're actually going to go into the actual race, I believe.
Yes, it's a little bit less than 1 minute to go, 40 seconds, then the timer is 0, and then we are ready to go for good racing action.
Yes, we are. So Murno going a little bit wide there. I think it's either going to go down between Murno and Peckley because Peckley is just edging in there. But we'll have to wait and see what the race is saying. Murno really pushing the car to the limit right now. And we'll wait and see if he has a chance to hit. Oh, no, he's going to the pits. So.
Yeah, I mean, has to be practice as well, right? Going into the pits.
Yeah.
And the timer just hits 0, so it's just a matter of seconds now until we finally get going.
And formation lap, yes or no?
Yes, very much. We have a flying start for today, as usual in IndyCar. Double file formation start, so we're going to see a formation lap as well, right behind the safety car.
Oh, yeah, I realised in IndyCar they do rolling starts, don't they?
Yes, very much. After the real life series has had a massive crash with Sebastian Saavedra from pole position at the Indy Road Course a few years ago. Right, in the racing session. Nice.
We are in the racing session, and everyone is eager to get going. So, this is the lineup for the race, and looks like I was wrong in thinking that Frau was actually going to start from the back because I thought it was if he didn't do a lap time on his first go, then he would actually start from the back or from the pit lane. Turns out it's not the case so far, but let's wait and see. Where is he? Oh, there's Gonzalez. Frau is actually in the pit lane, so I may be right. Maybe right.
No, I
Unless
think
commentary cursed.
Yeah, no, I think drivers still wait a second until they go onto the grid and get into the formation lap. But times are not getting deleted in between qualifying. Ah, here we go. Everyone's on the grid for me.
Frau's not.
Frau's not. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Frau is actually starting for the pit lane.
Oh, okay. Very interesting.
So this is the lineup for this race. Let me find him. Where is he? There he is. So Murdo's on pole position. Behind him is Peckley. In third place is Cheridos, followed by Gomez. In fourth. Fifth is Alvarez ahead of Lopez. Gonzalez was Frau, but he started from the pit lane. Then it is Prado, followed by Valente and Brzezinski.
Brzezinski is very far up the order, I have to say.
Loads of cars are far up the order. I hope it's not like a Silverstone 1994 situation here with David Hill and Michael Schumacher on the formation lap.
To be fair, I just tried to remember what you're referring to, but I can't actually remember the formation lap anymore. It's long gone.
Practically, at Silverstone 94, Michael Schumacher overtook David Hill. He was starting on pole position on the formation lap, not once but twice, and he was given a and he was given a stop and go penalty for doing so, which he served, but too late, and as a result got black flags. He remained in the race first, second, but was disqualified afterwards.
Yeah, I remember now. Yeah, it was a weird one as well. Okay, let's go back to the action we see on screen right now. As the drivers now approach the last few portions of the track, penultimate corner coming up, and then they get into formation.
There we go, safety car is in the pits, and Murdo is going around the last couple of corners, holding up the pack. Peckley is eager to get going. Only Murdo will start it off, and we just wait for the formation to get along. Wait for the green flag to drop. Let's go! Murdo with a brilliant start going into turn one. Let's see if everyone else has actually got through safely here. Oh, trying to look at the cameras. Yeah, that did not go to plan. This will go to plan surely, and everyone seems to make it through safely.
Yeah, good stuff, Murno. Sorry, good reaction time as well. Peachy tried to be there, but he couldn't make it actually, and now Murno's off into the lead, and he definitely will try everything to stay there where he is.
Yeah, everyone seems to jostle for positions in the early stages of the race, and let's see if everyone's got through that section okay. It seems to be every single time I try to turn the camera that way, it just does a madness on me. So we'll just stick on the center screen for now, like this. Make sure everyone's calm, everyone's okay. And we see Gomez, I believe. Was that Gomez? Being overtaken by, I believe, that was Valente.
No, that was Gonzalez, sorry. But yeah, Valente, once again, with a brilliant start. He had a very good one yesterday, and he's now up 6 positions once again.
So here's the order. Murdo is first, Peckley in second. There's Cheridos ahead of Gomez. Also Gonzalez. No, it's Gomez. Then Valente, Gonzalez, okay. Alvarez, Prado, and Lopez. Where is the other guys?
What do you mean?
Oh! And that's Frau. Frau's lost it. And so has Brzezinski.
Oh, yeah. Brzezinski without a front wing. He has to come into the pits. Oh, that's a disastrous opening lap for him.
Let's have a look at it. We could actually do a replay on this. So let's see what happened here. This was actually at the start, and oh no, Brzezinski. How did we not catch that? How did we not catch that? Meanwhile, Frau, yeah, started for the pit lane, of course. And how did he lose it in the early goings? I presume he's actually just spun off road, I believe. Let's have a look here. Let's have a look, and yeah, he lost it just before the penultimate corner. Everything is okay now.
Right
and
now,
Brzezinski's got a new, sorry, sorry about that. Brzezinski has got a new wing, but he is being lapped constantly. So from Brzezinski's race is pretty much over before it's even started. Anyway,
back to the live action, and Alejandro Gonzalez has just gone off massively into turn 1 while trying to defend P7. That is, Alessandro Valente has just DNF'd. There's another one. Gabriel Prado's also just DNF'd. What is going on?
What the hell? Let's have a look at this replay with Prado. Got overtaken by Gonzalez at, I believe, turn 2, I believe. Then he was chasing down Gonzalez, going down that twisty section here, and just touches Gonzalez. They don't retire right now. Going uphill for this sweeping section here, and I don't know why Prado retired. Let's have a look further again. Go further up the road. I can't find a reason why he retired. Oh, he's gone wide. That's the reason why. He's gone a little bit too much, and yeah, you get bogged more like. And where's Valente? So Valente is in the pits right there. Oh wow! Let's have a look at here. Same spot, and he really runs it into that truck. Unlucky for Valente. So and Brzezinski as well.
Brzezinski out as well?
No, he's still in it. He's still in it.
Ah, okay.
Gonzalez though in the pits. And at the front, there's no change. Murdo still leads. Ahead of Peckley. Ahead of Chirinos. Ahead of Gomez. Alvarez, Lopez, Frau, Gonzalez, who's actually been overtaken in the pits, I believe. Brzezinski. Those are the only ones left in this race.
Well, that was a very chaotic open, I have to say. I didn't expect that to happen, but okay. Time to settle down a little bit and get your rhythm in and have a good race for another 63 laps, that is, which are coming up at the very moment.
63?
60...
Two.
Wait, it's my math. Oh yeah, 62, sorry. See,
oh, wow.
Sometimes I'm surprising myself with my calculations, you know?
Sometimes with geniuses, it's almost frightening.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't want to say that, but exactly, yeah, that's how it is.
Yeah. So, lap...
maths, but yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Is it good? Lap 5 out of 67 here at the Barber shop. The Barber Motorsport Park here. Murdo going into, I believe he started lap 6 more like, in that McLaren-esque car that he's driving. I think even though he had a yellow flag just now, just somewhere, I don't know where, but we'll have a look later on the ahead of Chirinos.
Oh, Alvarez, he just lost his front wing as
well. Yeah.
Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, you were dropping out for me again, just like yesterday. Oh, it's very odd. Sorry. Hope I didn't talk over.
It's a bit weird, but still. That's the reason why Alvarez lost the front wing. So it was just before the penultimate corner. lost the back end and bonked his nose into the tyre wall. But he's still going, though. That's the main thing.
Yeah, exactly. That's also the spirit. You just got to keep it up. It's still a very long way to go, and you never know what happens. You see, we saw so many drivers making mistakes so early on. If we continue like that, it's going to be a very chaotic race, but also if you kind of keep it on track, you can score very good points here today.
But then that also means if too many drivers retire in the midfield, like spread out, there's going to be like an absolutely predictable finish. But right now, between at least second and third, it's not looking that predictable between Chirinos and Peckley. The gap is getting closer between these two.
Lopez just spun it off into the penultimate corner.
Oh, Lopez! Oh, no. So, let's go further. Let's see what happened to him.
And he spun it again while trying to rejoin.
Yeah, so it's right coming up to around here. And, goes wide and lost it. And not exactly a bonk on the tyres, but let's see. Yeah. Note to self, make sure you check your throttle. Make sure you don't overload it when you're in first gear, when you're just coming off track. It could end very badly for you.
Yeah, it's a very difficult track anyways. It's very technical, and if you're going to do a mistake, very, very narrow as well. If you're going to do a mistake, it's going to be very costly. Oh, Lopez just spun it again, and he lost his front wing. Yeah.
Oh, Lopez. Let's have a look at this. It was mere moments after spinning out once, then twice, then only mere seconds later, or mere corners later, he spins out again just after turn 3, yeah. And this time he bonks into the Armco.
But funnily enough, or surprisingly enough, he still hasn't lost one single position. He's still in P5 at the moment, but that's not going to last very long, is it?
Oh, P6. Oh, and P7.
Yep. Exactly.
Talk about the commentary curse, ladies and gentlemen. Talk about the commentary curse.
Yeah, I've tried to curse him in Indy Lights before. We were racing against each other, but it didn't work. Turns out commentary curse doesn't work when you're not commenting.
And then you are commentating, and it does work. So
yeah, sorry, Pablo, for messing you up there. Anyway, so we've got a very good fight for P2 going on. Peasley actually has dropped a little bit, so I assume there was a mistake, and that brought Chirinos back into P2.
Oh, Chirinos has overtaken Presley. Let's see what happened then. So when did this overtake? Let's see what happened.
A few laps ago, I think already.
Yeah, I think it must have been the last lap or so, because Blue Peckley was still ahead of Chirinos when we were talking about the Lopez drama. So let's go back here. Come on, zoom. So yeah, I believe Peckley might have made a monumental error somewhere that may have gifted Chirinos the place. Oh, there, right there, after turn 3. Goes extremely wide, loses it.
Sorry to interrupt you, but if you switch my pictures, these are going side by side, and that was so close. Peasley nearly was caught out by Chirinos running out of space, but Peasley has made it back ahead of Chirinos, and he's now back into P2 after the mistake you just mentioned a few seconds ago.
I've only just described the action of how Peckley lost the position. Now he's gained it back. This is chaotic. This is even more chaotic than the race yesterday. Let's have a look at this overtake then. And so Peckley getting on Chirinos, and what an overtake!
Yeah,
absolutely brilliant.
Absolutely magnificent to do that.
Magnificent.
Sorry, I can't. I just have to. While we see some CMP Corsa guy going down a lap, I think that is Carlos Frau. Yes, it is. P6 also already 1 lap down, so that means only the top 5 cars are still in the same lap.
You can truly say F for Frau now.
I'm trying not to laugh at that. No.
Anyways, lap 10 out of 67 here at the Barber Motorsport Park, aka the Barber Shop, aka Bob's and Rooney, whatever it is, or lap 11. Murdo's still leading ahead of Peckley, and look at the gap. The gap has decreased. Have you noticed that?
No, I didn't. Yeah, you're right. It's now down to 2.9 seconds at the minute.
What's happened to Murdo? He was literally on last lap 7 or 6 seconds ahead. Now he's only 2.5 seconds ahead. What's gone on with Murdo? Let's have a look at the replay. So let's see what happened here. Because Murdo must have made a mistake somewhere. Oh, there it is. There it is. He got over the hill, got some air, and just lost a little bit of time going through what was the penultimate corner of the section before the pit lane. So he's lost a bit of time. He will try and gain that back eventually, but he's going slow for that section. He's afraid of that section. Look at the gap. 1.2, 1.1, and Murdo's going into the pits. Murdo's going into the pits. There's something wrong with his car. He's gone very understeer in the exit. Is there something wrong with his car? And Peckley's in as well. Peckley's in as well, which means that Chirinos, unless he goes in as well, yeah, Chirinos takes the lead for the time being. Meanwhile, let's have a look at this battle between Murdo and Peckley in the pits. This could be for the race win if Murdo and Peckley keep it on after this pit stop. So Murdo is off the tracks first, and Murdo gets out of the pits first. Peckley is behind, but extremely close.
Yeah, I tell you what, Pisley will be fuming about his mechanics not serving him fast enough compared to his teammate. Remember, these guys are teammates racing for Bravo Racing Team, the Brazilians. Absolutely dominating, but still, it's for position. And there's another Bravo Racing guy right behind them. He's a lap down, but we all now have all three of them together on track.
Unbelievable stuff. Unbelievable stuff right now. This is absolutely a classic. Do not tune out for this. So, Chirinos now leading, but I believe he might go in for a pit stop sometime soon. Murdo in second. Then we've got Peckley in third. Murdo got a little bit slow out of exit. We've got Brzezinski just behind him in seventh, but I believe he's already a few laps down. Peckley will try and catch up. In fourth is Gomez. Fifth is Alvarez, just behind him. Sixth is Frau, not having a good race for him so far. Brzezinski, we said, in seventh. Lopez in eighth, and Gonzalez in ninth. That's the last official runner at this moment in time. 3 retirements, I believe, which are Valente, Prado, and who was the other one?
That was it, basically. Oh, Chirinos is in the pits. He's in the pits, and that means...
Oh, Peckley! Peckley! I just realised! Peckley's leading!
What is going on today? That is absolutely insane.
I don't know what happened. We were just having a look at that. Let's have a look at this replay here. I did say that Peckley will try and catch up. Was it at the same section that Murdo made a mistake earlier?
Yes, very much. Into the last corner, you lost it. Just went a little bit too wide into the corner and nearly spun around on the grass.
Let's have a look here. Oh, yes, he has. He's deja vu'd it into the last corner. Oh, my goodness. So that means that Peckley now leads the race. And unless Murdo can try and claw back that lead, and no doubt that he will try to at least, then Peckley will go on to win this race. Only if he can guarantee that that Murdo will stay behind him, because Murdo is really struggling for control around this track in the last few laps or so.
Yeah, speaking about dominance and stuff, Peashley actually just shows us how it's done. And his teammate, of course, as well. So
on lap 14 out of 67, Peckley leads ahead of Murdo, who is now only 1.5 seconds behind. And let's not forget that Murdo, more than a few laps ago, before they pitted, was around 7 seconds ahead. But after mistakes, after mistake, after mistake, Murdo is now ruining this chance. And he's nearly lost it again at the chicanes. I don't know what's going on with his handling. there's something wrong with the car immensely. There's something wrong with the car.
I can't see something wrong with the car, to be honest. I think he's fine. He's just too aggressive at the moment. And Peachley is saying, thank you very much. You're going to do that. I'll just do my thing and lead the race.
Wow. So this coming up to the section now where he nearly lost it again, but managed to keep it on there. But now the gap has increased to 2.6. 1.5 on the previous lap. That is now 2.6. Nearly a full second ahead on the previous. Cherno's in third. Alvarez in fourth. Gomez in fifth. Ahead of Frau. Ahead of Brzezinski. Ahead of Lopez. And ahead of Gonzalez. Those are the only ones left in this race, unless I'm very much mistaken.
Nope, that's correct.
Yeah, okay, that's
good fight currently going on for P4. Alvarez was able to profit slightly from a very minor mistake from Gomez, but Gomez actually should be the faster car, but that's definitely not decided yet as well. And these guys definitely going to fight it out for P4 at the moment. And speaking of which, Gomez just nearly lost it into turn 1.
Oh, well, Peckley.
No, Mateus Gomez in P5. P4 and P5.
Yeah, because I was going to say the gap has decreased a bit. Because Peckley might be on the verge of losing his lead. Because look at the gap. It was 2.6 many moments ago. Now it's 1.3. So has Murdo catched up in a way? Has Peckley made a mistake? We'll see. We'll see. But right now, this battle between Alvarez and Gomez itself is absolutely gripping. And yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. Let's go back up to front, see what's happening up there. And yeah, Murdo has indeed caught up to Peckley.
Absolutely. He was monitoring Murdo's driving style a little bit, and it looks like he realized that he's just way too aggressive on the tires. Also, he's on the hard tires now, which you can see by the red flank, by the black flank, of course, on the outside of the tire. And he decided, I'm going to back out a little bit and be actually faster than going too aggressive into all these corners.
Yeah, because if you go too aggressive into corners, you are asking for trouble. And you're not getting the grip as much as you can. If you go overboard, then you will get air and you will crash out. Murdo is realising this, that slow and steady wins the race in practicality. And yeah, just trying to keep it on the road for the better part now of the next 50 or so laps. And now it looks like it might be reaping the rewards if Peckley makes a mistake, because he's now 1.1 seconds behind. And yeah, keep an eye on this battle. Go back now to P4, and it's still Gomez versus Alvarez right now. Literally only a second or so between them. So that's one to keep an eye out.
The order has once again changed. Alvarez now once again in P5, and Gomez has just moved up.
Unbelievable stuff. So, wait, Alvarez was in P4.
Yes, he was. He was ahead.
Let's have a look here. And oh yeah, that's the reason why Alvarez goes a little bit wide, and Gomez seizes the opportunity just before the pit entry, and just manages to shut the door on him. Absolutely unbelievable stuff.
Alvarez now 2 times going wide and the end of the lap out of the last corner, and I think he's is he driving on the hard tires? I can't see at the moment. Yes, he is. So he's gonna be inbound for a pit stop, I think, very soon.
Yeah. Meanwhile, back at the front, the gap is somewhat fluctuating between Peckley and Murdo. It was around over a second some moments ago. Now it's under a second. So Murdo might get a little bit of downforce from Peckley here, as we believe that was Gonzalez going a little bit wide, as we see Murdo getting past back markers. Oh, that is it. Now you can cut this tension with a hot knife through butter right now. And Murdo is looking for the opportunity, and as far as Peckley is concerned, you should never ever give Murdo half a chance around the circuit like a ferret up a drain pipe.
Absolutely, these guys are teammates. I said it before, but of course, this is for the race when they're surely gonna give it everything they got.
And here we go. So lap 18 or lap 19 out of 67, and well, Beckley trying to keep it on. Now it's only more than like 4/10 between these two, and Mourinho will be licking his lips at the opportunity. He might go for the overtake just after the sweeping corkscrew section in like a couple of corners time, and maybe even before, because the gap now is so close towards each other. Mourinho might actually overtake him before this lap ends. Let's go through this section now. Will Beckley make the same mistake as he did on the last lap? But yeah, he has. He has a little bit. So Mourinho has a chance here. Now it's 2/10 between each other. Going uphill here. And going on the outside. Beckley says no. Going through here. Gains a little bit air, the both of them. But Beckley keeps him behind. But for how long? Mourinho nearly on this. He's actually on his feather tails. On his feather tails. Can Mourinho actually get the overtake here?
No, Pishley is denying it. He's blocking. He's trying to get rid of the slipstream. His teammate, running a little bit too wide into turn one. But now he just that will surely open up the opportunity for Mono, who's hit the curb on the inside. That's gonna slightly compromise his run. But if he's gonna brave, he's gonna send it down into turn four. They
touch! They touch! Unbelievable! Mourinho just touched, but he's still all over the back of him. He's still over the back of him, going down into the corkscrew section. This is what happened on the previous lap. Can Beckley keep behind him and lose a little bit on the back end? But Mourinho's still all over his tail. He still cannot get past. Literally just under 2 seconds between these two. But Mourinho, he's can get the overtake here, possibly on the outside. Beckley says no. And Mourinho's still over the back of him. Maybe in the next couple of corners, just maybe, that it could happen here, perhaps. Beckley just keeping his cool. Mourinho having all the time he needs to lose. The gap has increased a bit, but Mourinho's still over the back of him. We're on lap 21 out of 67 here at the Barber Motorsport Park.
Yeah, this is insane stuff. Absolutely top-class open-wheeler racing. You're going to see that. And it's for the lead as well. You love to see it. Mono surely is going to try it once again, braking very late, but this time hopefully not hitting his teammate. He's braking later, but too far away to actually make a move. Look at the way...
On the outside! Beckley's lost some traction, and Mono will now reap the rewards as he takes the lead. Or does he? Yes, he has. He keeps Beckley behind, and Mono... order is regained as far as Mourinho is concerned, and Beckley has it all to do now. He has it all to do. Beckley's done his best, but he couldn't hold Mourinho behind him as long as he can.
Yeah, but the way Mono was driving, I was on board with Mono. Just as I was about to say, he looks so much more confident than Peasley right behind. But he's now the mistakes kind of creeping in. He's in the lead now, and of course, it's always easier to follow a car. So Mono has to do the hard work at the moment. Going a bit too wide, and that's going to give a good run to Peasley. He's thinking about it, looking to the inside, into turn one. Can he make it stick? Yes.
Switch back. Mono. Wow. These guys are actually going at a hammer and tongs, and Mourinho keeps us cool and manages to switch back on Beckley, having lost a little bit of traction going out of the last corner. He manages to keep it on edge and gives Beckley the slip way of saying, right, I'm going to do the dirty on you. And he has done the dirty on him just like that.
Yeah, sorry, I'm answering questions in the chat right now, so I wasn't really paying attention, but this fight is absolutely astonishing, and perhaps it is now time for Lucas Mourinho to play off his dominance. There was a slight mistake from Peasley, and that's going to give a good run to Mourinho actually and swing the pendulum in his favor. If he's able to stay clean for the next 3 or 4 laps, I think Mourinho is absolutely gone away with with it for the moment. But we saw him do mistakes earlier, and he's certainly not completely clean of them as well.
Yeah.
So it's all still wide open. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, we can confirm that Mourinho is indeed human. He has made mistakes, and Peckley has capitalised on them not once, but I say more than 3 times, I believe. And but Mourinho will try and have that speed edge on him. He always has speed edge on him, but Peckley has got a little bit of the smarts about him. So Peckley will keep an eye on this for this time being, and Mourinho surely should be wary of what will happen next. He needs to keep him behind him as much as he can. But there's still some time to go. Only lap 23 out of 67.
Absolutely right. I was watching through the pack a little bit, and I think we got a good fight coming up for P6. Of course, these guys are already a lap down, which is...
Peckley.
Go ahead.
Peckley has actually just lost it at the second to last corner, and Mourinho will surely pull away now. He will surely pull away now, and Peckley must be ruining that.
Yeah, but still a long way to go, as we just concluded a lap ago, actually, and everything can still happen. So Paisley just gotta keep his head down now, and turn in the laps and hope for Mourinho to make a mistake. So he's already going back like about 0.2 of a second from what I can see in my timing. So it's far from over yet.
Far from over yet. So now we're going into lap 24 out of 67. We're just over half ways to go. Well, I would say half ways to go. I say there was like 1/3 of a gone, and now the order is this: it's Mourinho leading ahead of Peckley, ahead of Chirinos, ahead of Gomez, ahead of Alvarez, Lopez, Brzezinski, Frau, and Gonzalez.
We got a good fight at the moment. Oh, never mind. Brzezinski has spun out of turn 4 and he's lost his front wing again. That's the
and he's out. And he's out.
That's a rage quit.
He said, "I absolutely had enough of this car," and he's actually done it. He's actually done it himself. Let's have a look at this replay of what happened to Brzezinski.
Shame, he had a really good run. He was, you remember, he pitted in the very first lap because he lost his front wing already there and just regained so much traction on these guys, or so much ground on these guys ahead of him. And it's all gone to pieces. But tell you what, as well, that's very, very good news for Jesus Chirinos, who's leading the championship with 41 points, and that's his main rival gone, who's just 1 point behind him. Of course, it's a long season. Oh, there's someone going off. That must have been Mateus Gomez in P4. Yes, it is, and that allows Alvarez once again back through. So these guys trade in positions once again. P4 and P5 is a constant fight, and P1 and P2 apparently.
Just managed to got that on camera just about Alvarez managed to blow on the opportunity of Gomez buggering up in that second to last corner, and Alvarez reaps the rewards indeed on that front. So with that on hand, I believe we're now going to settle in for these next few laps until carnage happens again. So Mourinho leading ahead of Peckley by just over 4 seconds. He's now got the race in his hands. He has got everything sorted. Hopefully, he can actually hold on to the end. Chirinos in third, pretty much a quiet race to this moment in time. Alvarez and Gomez, they'll keep fighting hammer and tongs with each other for fourth. Lopez and Frau pretty much nowhere land ahead of Gonzalez, who's a lap down, and Brzezinski, who's a latest retiree. Only 8 cars left in this race.
Yeah, big shame. You can see, well, we all could see that there are big points to score if you just keep it on the track. Funny comment on that one. I have to pull it up from Sir Blade in the chat. He said there was apparently banana on the ground, and so it was for Alvarez, who lost it out of the last corner. And so the gap has shrunk down by about 2 seconds once again. And now it's all wide open for P4 once again, as Gomez is reeling in the car ahead and surely thinking about it and making a move in the next few laps. So yeah, He's already showing himself, looking a bit to the inside, saying, "Hey, I'm there, and I'm gonna overtake you in a moment." To Alvarez just in front. It's Spain versus Brazil all over again. Spanish team as well against the Brazilian team. And Alvarez really throwing it into the chicane right there. And Gomez actually hasn't much to say about it. It's just, okay, fly into the chicane. And surprisingly, it worked. But as we can see, Gomez not too impressed by that in general and just caught back up with it.
I don't think this works because Gomez is actually caught up to Alvarez a bit, as you may see on screen. So Alvarez, so Gomez can have a chance here and nearly touches with each other into the penultimate corner. Now the gap has increased again, but Gomez will surely try and catch up. And well, if I was Alvarez, I would be looking at my mirrors every single lap from this point on.
Every single corner, more or less. Yeah, but it worked momentarily for Alvarez, but yeah, of course, you have to think about bigger picture, and Gomez was faster than Alvarez beforehand. He's trying to look to the outside. Can he make it stick around the outside? He has to grip.
He
doesn't. No.
And lost it.
Nearly lost it. Slightly lost it, just as Brzezinski, his big teammate, if that's a word, because Mateus Gomez is also racing for Bravo, but not in the main team, but the Project B by Bravo Racing team squad.
Yep.
Company team.
Yeah, company team. So, lap 28 out of 67. Less than 40 laps left in this race. And again, we are settling into that calm period. Biggest battle on the track at the moment is for fourth place between Alvarez and Gomez. We saw the battle earlier between Murdo and Peckley nearly reached a fever pitch many times. But
we got another retirement, and Alejandro Gonzalez decided to call it a day and stop it as well.
Oh dear. So now we've got 7 cars left in this race, and that's the reason why he lost it at the last corner. Went wide. And
Alvarez versus Gomez. Sorry. Get you in there. Yeah. But Alvarez made the switchback work, so he gets on to live for another day. And there is... Wait, who's that? Is that Mourinho already? Right behind him? Yes, it is.
Yeah. And this is not going to be good for Murdo because there's going to be a whole lot of traffic. Oh, wait, he's already disposed of Gomez already. And now we'll dispose surely of Alvarez. So, Murdo is pretty much in a league of his own. Hopefully, many backmarkers won't hinder his chances of trying to win another race. But this has thrown the battle back into Alvarez and Gomez, which will surely be Shafiq pressure once again. Here comes Gomez once again, going into the final corner behind Alvarez. And, well, Alvarez is doing a rather strong job trying to keep Gomez behind for as much as he possibly can. Lap 30 out of 67, and well, we'll see what happens next year. Oh, did it test again, but I believe Gomez might actually have a good run this time. And Alvarez has gone off, and Gomez will take the opportunity on the outside, perhaps. Yes, he does. Unbelievable.
Yeah, Gomez had so much overspeed through turn 1 and 2. He had to make a move, but Alvarez can make it perhaps back again. He's faster, he's thinking about it. He was a little bit better through the chicane, but not this time by. And I think that's position sealed for Mateus Gomez at the moment.
At the moment, indeed, because you cannot be certain of any positions until the race is over. So
that was a very weird line from Gomez. Sorry, but he somehow managed to hang on. Oh, he lost it once again, nearly out of that very tricky uphill corner, while these guys get blue flags once again from the now oncoming Gabriel Peasley right behind them.
Yeah, Peckley will be behind him right now, and Alvarez lost it. Perhaps being distracted by that blue flag, and Gomez will have a bit of breathing space. He has to let Peasley go, of course, and Gomez right now has well, I now will say, sealed 4th place. But again, it's not much a foregone conclusion right now.
I don't know if you saw that, but that was literally centimeters to the wall, to the tire barrier, I shall say.
It was. It actually was. Alvarez managed to get away with a clean escape there.
Tell you what, the color of his underpants certainly changed a little bit right there. Wow.
Well, not exactly orange, but a mixture of orange and black will create a bit of brown.
Yeah. Okay. Going back to the racing action, it's absolutely crazy. Looking at Mourinho, oh, there's someone of the CP course guys just goes off into the last corner.
That's Frau. That's Frau.
Red mirrors, good spotted as well. I was about to say, Lucas Mourinho is just like he switches on a dominant switch and then just goes off. It's as easy as it is, apparently. Just be Lucas Mourinho if you want to win a race. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah, he needs to give like tuition lessons to be better, because right now he is practically in a league of his own, and right now there's no one stopping him apart from Petri earlier.
Yeah,
but
to be
gap
fair,
has increased.
It is
the gap
just. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. The gap has increased to nearly back to what it originally was at the beginning of the race, which was around 6-7 seconds ahead. And Mourinho will be, well, pretty much safe solid there until he makes another monumental mistake.
Speaking about it, though, comparing Peachley as well to the rest of the field, he's absolutely flying as well. He's not getting Mourinho go too far away, and he's absolutely trying to be there if Mourinho makes another big mistake. But Peachley is just 36 seconds ahead and one whole lap ahead of the second next car in the line behind him. So that shows how dominant the Barber Racing guys are. It's very, as Mourinho just does the fastest lap, of course. It's very, very impressive what these guys deliver here, and kudos to them for the moment.
As Mourinho just gets past another back marker, that is Lopez there. We're on lap 33 out of 67, and we're halfway through lap 63 of 33 of 67, which means we're now officially halfway's distance in this race. It's gone the fastest anticipated, it has to be said.
Yeah, true. If he doesn't do the fastest lap, who else?
Oh, I had a little bit of a drop in this. Well, I'm back in this race, isn't it? Anyways, Peckley, that's the one. A little bit of a miracle that the internet connection nearly drops you out, and then you forget who the opponent's name was.
Yeah, I was wondering what's going on, but good that we got that spotted. I was like, okay, is he still good? Is he still alive? But yeah, thank God you are.
Yeah. Again, Murdo still leading ahead of Peckley. And let's have a look at any battles in the midfield right now. Grimminger still leading ahead of Alvarez, who's way down now. I believe the rest of the field has now practically spread out. There is no close battles at this moment in time. So I believe it will now come down to pit stops, which I believe should be in the next few laps or so. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, it's right. Alvarez was just in the pits. That's why he dropped so much to Gomez. Getting a new set of tires and perhaps a little bit of refueling. I don't know if that's really a thing, as I don't know the capacity of the tanks. Sorry, the tanks German word. The fuel cell. That's what I mean. But I think these guys have to refuel at some point. And very, very odd to see that the tires are going down that much, compared especially to Kota, where people were able to go through with 2 stops, but it looks like 3 stops the way to go here today.
Yeah. So, the gap has now gone back up to like 8 seconds. So, it all now comes down to the pit stops. So, that 35 out of 67. and everything now seems calm. There is no way that there is no close battles right now at this moment in time. Again, it will come down to pit stops, and it will come down to any mistakes that any of the front runners or any in the midfield pack makes. And right now, there doesn't seem to be like any mistakes to be made on track. I know
Frau just lost it, and he's into the wall. And he lost the tire. No,
Where?
that's another one.
Who?
Carlos Frau, P7. He just lost the tire,
no.
and that's the end of his race. Just as he was approaching the halfway point. That's bad news.
Now that's a real F for Frau. And now that means we're now 6 cars left in this race. Murdo, Peckley, Chirinos, Gomez, Alvarez, and Lopez. Those are the only 6 left in this race.
To be honest, we expected a high attrition rate overall, given how difficult this circuit is in general and how Indy cars, of course, are difficult to race. Yeah, of course, these guys, these cars are high downforce beasts, but compared to, for example, Formula One cars, they are much more pure, if I shall say that. Much more natural, and you don't have that much driving aids. A little bit more difficult here and there, and circuit, of course, plays a role as well in catching drivers out, as we saw many times before in this race.
So we're now only 30 laps to go in this race, lap 37 out of 67. And look at the gap. What happened to Peckley? That's the main thing. Oh yeah, I just remembered he came into the pits earlier. Just remember that.
Interestingly, he's out on another set of hards, so perhaps if Mono is deciding to do a soft tire stint with the red walls, you can see that easily on the outside, just like at the real IndyCar Championship series, shall I say, sorry. Red and black tire walls on the outside. Red wall tire is, of course, the softer compound, and the black wall tire is the harder compound.
Yeah, so I believe Murno might come into the pit within the next few laps or so. And he's actually going in now.
Ah, okay, yeah, true. Chirinos already is in the pit. Well, that was close to the wall. He's in the wall actually, but just
no, I don't think he is. Oh, where was? So we'll have a look at the pit now. The cameras always mess it up for me somehow. I don't know why. So where is so Murdo's in the pits? Where is Peckley going through the last few corners here? And there we go. Murdo is going out of the pits now, and Peckley is going for the last corner now, I believe. Yes, there he is, and Murdo will keep hold of that lead.
Well, it has even increased to by about 4 seconds in between this pit stop. So as I said before, Mono basically just enabling the switch and dominating the race. That's absolutely crazy. But very interestingly, these guys of Bravo Racing Team don't have split strategies. PG could have tried something else, or Mono could have tried something else, but they have the same stint length, more or less about the same. And they were in the pits, of course, together before, and they also have the same tire strategy apparently. So I think Bravo Racing Team just playing it safe for the moment.
So there we go. So now the cars are now practically spread out once again. Lap 38 out of 67. I thought we made a mistake then. Should we have a look at what the chat is saying?
I shall do that in a minute. Mateus Gomez is currently about 2 seconds behind Alvarez once again. I'm not entirely sure what the grid order was before the pit stops, but I think it was Alvarez behind. Yeah, it was Alvarez behind. So he made a position by going into the pits slightly earlier. So Gomez in P5 now once again, and Alvarez back up to P4.
Let's have a look at that. Let's have a look at the replay. Was it like a pit stop for Gomez here? Oh yeah, it was. we just saw Gomez just coming out of the pit on just now, and Alvarez managed to make the place up. Lap 39 out of 67, and only around, I say, 20. Is it 28 laps to go? I think. I'm just trying.
Don't ask me on math, please.
Yeah. It's 28. Yes,
think...
remember that 28.
Sorry, Gomez with a slight mistake right there. He just ran into the grass, so that gives Alvarez a little bit of breathing space, but not too much. And Alvarez still, of course, has to pressure on as much as he can. I think Gomez is set. Has he made a pit stop?
Meanwhile, gap, even though it's still practically large between Murdo and Peckley, the gap has decreased a bit. Have you noticed that? The gap decreasing a bit. It was around 10 seconds a lap or so ago. Now it's okay. Now it's increasing a bit. So yeah, just keep an eye on that battle. Keep an eye on that gap fluctuating a bit, but we'll keep an eye on it. Going back to the battle for P4 between Alvarez and Gomez, that is still the closest battle on track at this moment in time, and Gomez will see if this rival in front of him will make any sort of mistake or not.
Right. I just asked Carlos Frau if he's up for an interview. We're gonna do something very endurance-y here. Not usual to interview drivers after they crash out in an open wheeler race. Okay, he says he is not up for an interview. He's apparently not too happy about the way he crashed out.
Oh, Gomez! Gomez really made a mess of that, and now will have lost the opportunity of trying to close up to Alvarez and try and get back that P4. So it all depends. Oh, off he goes again. That means that Alvarez will hold on to P4 unless he makes a monumental mistake. That is only if. But right now, he's in perfect line for that. 26 laps to go. Lap 41 out of 67 here at the Barber Motorsport Park, the barber shop, and so on and so forth.
I've got to sneeze. Sorry. Oh, maybe not. Okay, I'm fine. I've survived for another day. Oh, as soon as I start speaking, my nose starts itching. It's very, very interesting how my body reacts to. Perhaps it's telling me to stop talking, but I refuse to. Anyways, back to the action on track. It's a calm part of the race, of course. Yeah, Siblate in the chat saying the remaining 5, which is apparently the remaining 6, continued fighting out, and that's exactly what we hope for. That people keep on fighting it out on track. Carlos Frau is also now in the chat, and he said he got suspension problems before crashing out. So that explains a lot. Of course, if you have a broken suspension or just a bent suspension, it's gonna be very hard to avoid mistakes or make your life a lot harder, and in general produce more mistakes. That's how I shall say it. And that's also the reason why he crashed out, apparently. So yeah, big F to Carlos Frau. Turning that yeah, exactly. We're turning that into a little bit of a meme here, but it's just reality.
It is reality, but again, we do respect his decision not to come on if he's not feeling that happy about it.
Absolutely.
We can't force people to come on to interviews sometimes. Anyways, lap 43 out of 67, 24 laps to go. They said 24 hours. Why would I say 24 hours in a IndyCar race? Why would I say that?
That would be very interesting, but they're gonna visit a track like Bahrain or something.
Yeah. So anyway, Murdo still leading ahead of Peckley, who is still around 10 seconds behind. Chonos in third, who is now over a minute and 2 seconds behind. Alvarez and Gomez in fourth and fifth. The gap has increased, and Lopez is the only one at the back left having a quiet race. The rest are pretty much gone. We had 13 drivers start this race, I believe. Was it 13?
Yes. No, it was 11.
Yeah, 11 drivers start the race, and we have 6 drivers left. So that's over half the field. Gomez has gone off.
And he's gone off while going off once again. He nearly spins it. I was just looking at the steering input from the drivers, which is very interesting sometimes to see. I know, for example, that Jesus Chinos is using a gamepad, which makes his drive quite even more impressive to stay in P3 and leading the championship, of course. But I also think I noticed by the way the steering wheel, if you go to the onboard of Gomez and look at the way the steering wheel moves, I think he's also on a gamepad or the keyboard. That's sometimes difficult to tell, but it looks very cut off. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, because using a gamepad to control these cars is just snipping it from reality, trying to drive the cars as fast as you possibly can, as well as trying to drive it as accurately as you possibly can. But still an impressive feat so far from Murno. Was it Murno who's using the control pad, or
no, it's Chirinos?
Wow, that's still impressive though for a man in third place using the gamepad. That's absolutely unbelievable.
And I just also noticed Manuel Alvarez is catching up to Chirinos, but not fast enough to make it in time to the end of the race. But it's still a way to go. So Chirinos could be up there for some mistakes. Of course, we don't hope so, but it would spice things up quite a lot.
It would spice up things quite a lot as well. So lap 45 out of 67. Murno still leading ahead of Peckley by only 10 seconds. So this is now officially the closest battle on track. Don't know where this will go. And Peckley will need to hope that Murno makes some monumental mistakes, which right now in these last few laps or so doesn't seem to be making that many, while others in the midfield have made the mistakes, Gomez in particular. But again, anything can happen. So with that, let's have a look at the let's see what the chat is saying. Hello, Con?
Sorry, my nose was killing me for a brief moment. But
okay.
Chat is very active. Was very active, especially Carlos Frau a minute ago. Carlos Frau blaming the suspension. Of course, not being too happy about it, and Sir Blade telling everyone who I know personally. So I know this guy is not a sim racer, but saying everyone's just a quitter.
Wow.
Guys, mark his words. If you're gonna get bashed for quitting by a not sim racer in a sim racing stream, you're doing something wrong. Then again, I don't want to blame anyone else. You never know the circumstances exactly, and sometimes it is indeed better to just call it a day. And yeah, call it a day. Exactly.
Yeah. So, let's have a look at the leading pack right now. So, Murno is now about to start lap 47 out of 67. Only 20 laps to go. And really, Murno is on a practically well-deserved victory at this moment in the stage. At this moment in time, if he keeps it on the track for the next 20 laps or so.
And he just overlapped Jesus Chirinos, our leading gamepad class driver, if that's a thing. Of course, it's not a thing, but yeah. So that means we only have the two Bravo guys up front still remaining on the lead lap. Of course, the leader can't lap himself, so that's good news for Murno. But still, it shows how dominant these guys are today. They have shown some dominance before, winning, for example, the winter championship we had here at RACE9, the GT4 Cup, and they are currently leading the team's championship as well by quite a huge margin over C4's Racing, which have only one car in the race, which is Jesus Chirinos in P3. So yeah, all set on course for Bravo Racing at this stage of the championship. Of course, it's just around 3 out of 12, if I'm not wrong. 14 it is. Sorry, Pablo. I know you will be mad at me for not knowing the calendar, but yeah, all looking good for the moment for Bravo Racing.
The gap has increased a bit. Well, I would say a bit by some ways now. 12 seconds between Murno and Beckley. Meanwhile, Chirinos ahead of Alvarez, ahead of Gomez, ahead of Lopez. Again, it's all practically spread out. Would you be counting on a mistake from Murno or from someone else in the field to spice up the tension a little bit?
I was just about to ask you the exact same. No joke. Yeah, I mean, you have to be there, right? And what happens if Murno makes a huge mistake, drops about 12 seconds, and you just say, okay, I'm going to cruise home, take it easy, try not to do mistakes myself? Or do you push on? Of course you push on as long as there's the possibility to win the race. And Peachley definitely has the possibility at this stage because he's looking very confident as well at the very moment. He just has to push as much as he can without, of course, overdoing it.
Without overdoing it, of course. So, yeah, we're just going to keep an eye on other battles as much as we can at the moment. But I don't think... I don't think there's much other battles going on. So, while we're waiting for something to happen, what can we talk about?
Let's talk about Pablo Lopez going off in turn 1. Sorry, turn 2, that is. But he just rejoins the track, all good. Slight lockup, that was. It was just a minor lockup, and it threw him all the way through the gravel trap. So yeah, as I said, this circuit is always doing another mistake, surviving once again though. This circuit is really unforgiving, and while Lopez was winning the Indy Lights race just before this race, of course, Indy Lights Championship and the IndyCar Championship are held on the same day here at RACE9. He's really struggling this time by. Perhaps he shouldn't have driven there. Would have given me a better result as well. But no, he showed that he's able to yesterday in Super GT Asia it is called, and he showed it in Indy Lights. Unfortunately, it's just not coming together right now in the IndyCar Championship. Because
Lopez was nearly on form in the GT Asia race yesterday, which Frau came home with the lead. But Lopez, was it Lopez or whose name that was leading on the last lap who went off at 130R? Who was his name?
That was 3 laps ago. Sorry to correct you on that, but it was indeed Lopez. So he was blaming the tires quite hard, that his tires were absolutely ruined. And as I suspected, he got a flat spot and just hung on for dear life in the very last moments of the race.
But he was still holding on to that lead until the very end. He was actually driving his absolute backside off for that.
Subaru.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. What happened?
Nothing very of importance, I assume. I can't see much going on at the very moment. I was watching Pablo Lopez. He looks okay-ish, surprisingly. It's just a matter of mistakes, I think, that all come together that threw him so far off the competition. He's 1 lap behind the next car on track, which is bad news, but just look at it. It looks like he has everything under control. It's just not coming together.
Yeah. Nearly had a little bit of a connection loss on my end again, but we still carry on for a bit. Lap 51 out of 67. And, well, we're nearly there. 16 laps to go. Murno still in a class of his own and still on his way to a fine victory, if not a little bit flawed at the beginning, but he's managed to iron out those flaws and driving absolutely flawless right now.
There would be also an all-American, or South American even, podium, which was the case in the first race as well with Chinos Brzezinski and Murno. But in the second race, we had at least 1 European on the podium in form of Manuel Alvarez, who is, of course, still in P4. But
47 seconds behind the podium at the moment. So it's basically all the 2 first races all over again and again and again. But yeah, very interesting to see that as well. South American drivers absolutely sweeping away with literally everything in this series. Very interesting. You don't see that way too often on English streamed broadcasts anymore, do you?
So we're getting closer and closer to the end, and again, there seems to be no sign of anything happening. Then, again, what apart from Lopez being around, what can we talk about?
I was checking if Pablo Lopez is actually trying to has a custom steering wheel, but it doesn't. It was just my eyes deceiving me. I think Lucas Mourinho is just counting down the laps at the moment. He looks very, very confident still. Slightly here and there, or slight mistakes creeping in. Of course, he's still quicker than Peasley, but it's just a matter of concentration at this point, isn't it? Keeping it on track, not doing too many mistakes. Oh, there's still another one. Slight mistake right there. And yeah, he will surely try everything to hang on, but it's still a way to go. Slightly less than before, but one big mistake and it could be all be over, as we saw for Carlos Frau, for example.
So yeah. So I don't know what to say now. That 53 out of 67. Well, now that 54 out of 67. 13 laps to go, and
I mean, actually, you are counting down the laps even more than Mourinho, aren't you?
yeah, I am, because we don't know, because the field is so spread out, and Mourinho is really pulling away from Berkeley. We don't know about the battle about P4, because I believe that's increased some. That's increased some ways. There's no way.
That's come down. Has come down, actually. It's now 5 seconds once again. So Alvarez surely has made a mistake somewhere. It was about 12 seconds before, but Gomez has reeled him back in, and perhaps there's a fight coming up in the next few laps. We hope so, at least.
We do hope so, for an exciting finish this race, no matter who in what position. So we'll keep an eye on that, but it's Murdo all the way right now. And we're trying our best to see what will happen next. Yeah. Well, again, while we're waiting for something to happen, we're on lap 55 out of 67. Just want to ask the chat, what do you think of the race so far? Who do you think has done the most work in today, and who has actually fluffed his lines a lot today?
That is a very good question. I want to hear about that too. Gomez, meanwhile, letting Mourinho pass by, so he's down 2 laps now. How is this possible? Is this even allowed? Like, can we introduce a rule that Mourinho isn't that dominant, and Peasley as well? I don't think rules are going to stop him from dominating, though. It didn't work with Mercedes in Formula 1 so far. But yeah, there's still hope that competition's actually living it up once again.
So
yes,
we're now. Where is the?
Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
That 50. That 56 out of 67. Only 11 laps to go, and Murdo, like I said, class of his own. Only 6 cars left in this race. The only timeys from this race was Frau, Gonzalez, Brzezinski, Prado, Valente, and that's it.
Yeah, we unfortunately, chat is not very active at the moment, guys. You heard the request before.
tell, Ron, what you think of this race. But anyways, unfortunately, few number of drivers, despite some good portion having signed up for the series. And that's a huge call out to everyone. You guys missing out. Oh, Alvarez nearly.
Oh, Murno!
Oh, Alvarez! Oof.
A little bit of a scary moment for Murno, but
Oh.
no loss of real time there. Over 20 seconds ahead.
See, we were just talking away and basically nearly missed what was happening. That was really close. If Murno would have carried a little bit more speed into the grass right there, he would have surely gone into the barrier, and then Peachley would have been there. But then again, we wouldn't have want to change with Alvarez anymore, because if he would surely not want to show up for any calls or anything after that.
Oh, the gap is increasing a lot, but by Peckley. What's happened to Peckley? Oh, yeah, he's in the pits. Peckley's in the pits.
Okay.
That's a little bit weird.
Alvarez not once again into the grass, and that's bringing Gomez into the mix once again. 4P4, that is. It's now down to even lower than 1 second. So Alvarez really struggling at the moment. And we're going to see what's going to happen next on track between these two. So
I think Gomez might have the chance here, and Gomez does take the chance, and he reaps the rewards for P4 right at this moment in time. But is it a bear given? Yes, it is.
Ooh. Alvarez going for the pits though.
So Alvarez will almost certainly have lost P4 and will have to settle for P5 at this moment in time, because I don't know if Lopez will catch up to him at this moment in time. We're now on lap 58 out of 67, 9 laps to go, and look at the gap between Murno and Peckley, 50 seconds.
Yeah, the pit stop really has cost Peachley a lot of time, but I think that was just a safety stop to prevent exactly it from happening what has happened to Alvarez. His tires were absolutely done for, and that's the reason why he dropped like a stone compared to Gomez, and Gomez now has to hang on. So does Murno. These guys are all on really worn out hard tires, and yeah, Peachley now trying to catch some ground to Murno ahead if his tires are giving up in the last stages of this race.
But Murno has yet to make another pit stop, I believe, because if everyone else has to make their own pit stops, then we should be seeing Murno going into the pits anytime soon, unless he's on a 2-stopper, which Murno can actually just flag it all the way to the finish line.
That would be insane if he makes a 2-stop while everyone else has to do a 3-stop on the same set of tires. That's yes, that's a big old F for everyone else in the race.
Yeah, that would explain his dominance somehow. Lap 59 out of 67, were only 8 laps to go. Murno taking his time. He's over 48 seconds ahead of Peachley, or Peckley, whatever his name is, and he can actually just cruise to the finish at this point.
Yeah, sure. He doesn't have to take it on the tires anymore that hard as, for example, Gomez and Alvarez did, who were still fighting for position. But Gomez, I think he just unrequested a pit stop, which was suggested by the game, so I think he's trying to hang on for the moment. But Alvarez has already made up 4 seconds after the pit stop, so if anything, there's perhaps a warning signal for Gomez just going on right now in the Barber Racing Squad saying, hey man, your tires are absolutely done. Take it easy.
Absolutely boned. Lap 60 out of 67. We're in tasting distance, ladies and gentlemen, for the finish line, and Murno is almost in tasting distance of the champagne once again at this moment in time if he keeps it on track. Please, you can feel the chance of winning this race ruining away from him, as Chirinos has a quiet race in 3rd, 4th for Gomez, 5th for Alvarez, and 6th for Lopez. And those are the only 6 left in this race, unless I'm very much mistaken, within the next 7 laps or so.
That's absolutely correct. You're not mistaken. Jesus Chirinos also just disrequested. Is that a word?
you're the native speaker. I have no idea what I'm saying all the time, so I'm just making up words. He just unrequested. That's what I'm searching for. A pit stop. This request, yeah, sure, of course. He unrequested a pit stop that was suggested by the game for a few laps, and I think he's going to keep on. He's 34 seconds behind Peachley anyways, and 1 minute ahead of the next car in line, which is Gomez, so he shall be safe, despite racing on a gamepad, as said before.
I love how you say this request. Disregard and all that malarkey.
Yeah. Perhaps I was slightly inspired by that.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, Gomez, pit stop.
Oh, go. So Gomez into the pits, and where is Alvarez? There he is. Alvarez will take back fourth.
It's gonna get close, very close. Gomez has to bring heat into the tires, of course.
Tight pit exit, and that's gonna bring in some heat for the battle for P4.
Wait a minute, Alvarez is actually behind him. Alvarez is actually behind him. Wow. So we'll keep an eye on this battle for the next few laps or so. Unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable so far.
Yeah, that was really surprising, but
Gomez really worked the hard tires very well and just tried to hang on and absolutely made it work, despite being reeled in by Alvarez. But perhaps Alvarez made a huge mistake. Gomez saw it and said, okay, I'm going to book it into the pits very quickly just to be on the absolute safe side. But it looks to me like Alvarez is faster for the moment. Could be my eyes, though. I'm not the best when it comes to judging gaps in between cars.
It's faster for the moment. So this is what the current situation is at the moment. And off goes Alvarez, but he's going into the pits once again.
That's a very odd one, but he got nothing to lose but P6, so he's which is 1 lap behind. So he just perhaps he's just gonna go for the fast lap, which of course still belongs to Lucas Mourinho. So it's a big task to ask for, but nope, that's it. He is retiring, and Pablo Lopez will move up to P5 then. At least he made it past the 50% point, the halfway point. So that means Alvarez will score full points for P6.
So something to still come away from that event, at least for was it Alvarez that is retiring. So now we have, even though we have 5 races left in this race, there's going to be 6 classified finishes. Alvarez finishing in P6 with Lopez in P5. So not all doom and gloom for Alvarez. He will still come away from this race, even though he retired, still with points in the bag. Lap 63 out of 67. We're only 4 laps to go, and well, what can we say about Mourinho? Absolutely spellbinding.
Magnificent. Sorry, I shouldn't trade that.
Magnificent.
Yeah, absolutely. What can we say actually about him? He found the right balance. He was struggling in the beginning with his aggression. He was slightly too aggressive, I think, on the tires, and has paid quite a huge load for it. And just got his head back down, caught his rhythm once again, and now is absolutely blasting away from everyone else in the field. Oh, what happened to Lopez?
What happened to Lopez?
No, he's still going, but he's 4 laps down now. There was 3 laps. Perhaps he just made another pit stop as well. And
Lopez is actually still a lap down, according to the timing sheet. Maybe 4 laps down, according to Mourinho.
Yes.
But in terms of the other drivers, he's still maybe a lap down.
But he was that for quite a while now, so he just stayed there, and he just overtook Alvarez. So that means Lopez up into 5th, overtaking his countryman who just retired a few laps ago, as we saw. Or maybe saw. I don't know what you guys think.
He has. I did look at this screen. He has. So now we're nearly there. Lap 64, or now going to be in a few seconds' time when Mourinho crosses the line here. It's going to be lap 65 out of 67, 2+ laps to go, and Mourinho absolutely unbelievable. I think it's time for this part of the program to think about driver of the day. Who do you think has been the driver of the day?
Personally, that's not much of a question, is it? Absolutely, Alessandro Valente. No. Driver of the day, of course, Lucas Murno. Look at the way he's dominating the second half of this race. It's absolutely insane how this guy is driving this car so relaxed, so confident around this track where literally everyone else just struggles on so much. What about you? Don't say Valente, that's my joke now.
Yeah, but I'm not going to say Murno. I think the driver of the day has to go to either Gomez or Chirinos, because they've kept it as consistently as they possibly can, even though because the driver of the day doesn't mean they have to lead the race entirely. They have to have like a standout performance or a consistent performance. Chirinos, even though he had a quiet race, has been in third for the most part of it, or even for all of it. He's never. I don't think he's actually lost a position. Oh, what happened?
Chirinos nearly lost it, as you were complimenting him. He nearly lost it in the chicane, but he hung on and he didn't lose anything. Thank God.
So again, consistent performance means a good drive throughout the day. So driver of the day for me has to be Chirinos.
Fair enough. Absolutely fair enough, considering he's driving on a gamepad and he's leading the championship, having such a quiet race. Absolutely nothing happening around him.
Oh yes, I forgot he was actually driving on a gamepad. Again, even more reason for to give the driver of the day to Chirinos. He's driving on the gamepad.
I'm going to stick with Murno though. The way he's dominating the race in a part-time campaign is absolutely unbelievable. If this guy would have been there for all races, this championship would have been decided already. But thank God he's not, and he's here to mix it up occasionally, and he's done that very well. So I'm going to stay with Murno. Nevertheless, I respect your decision. It's a good choice, in my opinion.
And now we are on lap 67 out of 67. This is the last lap of the race, and Murno is going to cruise around this last lap or so to win. I believe this is his second win of the season out of 3. Is it?
Yes, and the second win out of 2 races he raced in.
Yeah, so 2 wins in a row, and of course the second win of the season overall. So Murno is going to be in a good form of his life right now. Peckley tried to do his best, but just wasn't enough for it today. Chirinos brilliantly in third, then there's Gomez, and then finally Lopez, who's actually cruising a lot in his last lap, and he's actually called it quits. He's actually nearly called it quits, but I don't know. We'll have to wait. And Murno has crossed the line. Murno has won here at the Barbershop Park. And yeah, absolutely brilliant stuff. Absolutely brilliant. He's been so fast, we forgot to see that he was actually in the last few corners, because we were actually seeing about Lopez in the last couple of corners. Murno is that fast, we actually forgot to he's actually just crossed the line now. Absolutely unbelievable. So yeah, Murno has won round 3 here at the Barber Motorsport Park. Second will go to Peckley in a few seconds or so. Well, 29 seconds, as you can see on your screen right now. Chirinos will come home in third. He was literally a corner or so away from the line. There he goes. Chirinos, the gamepad master himself, comes home in third place. Richly deserved for him as well. Fourth will be Gomez. Fifth will be Lopez. And yeah, there we go. Those who have retired are Alvarez, who's actually got points, having been over that time. The actual times are Frau, Gonzalez, Buczynski, Prado, and Valente. So, your thoughts on that race, Constantin?
Starting strong, dropping off strong, unfortunately, but nevertheless, seeing these guys going around at the beginning was an absolute blast, and seeing these guys from Barber Racing Team dominating afterwards was quite a blast as well, I have to say.
These guys really have performed out of their socks 100%, not going to deny them any chance of them just being absolutely fantastic. 11 cars out of this race, six drivers managed to cross the line, below there will be 6 classified, of course, only 5 retirements. Utterly unbelievable. 67 laps here at the Barber Motorsport Park. Barber Motorsport Park.
You're doing that on purpose now, don't you?
It's kind of ingrained to my mind right now that I'm doing it on purpose. So, I think we might be doing interviews in a bit.
I hope so. I just messaged out and noted Peachley and Mourinho, but unfortunately they haven't replied yet. I'm still hopeful. Chiros also is up there in the Teams, as TeamSpeak, I say, in the voice chat of Discord, of course. And I hope that he will join us in for the interviews as well in a minute. But until then, I just ask you about your thoughts of the race.
Hard to catch up, like the GT Asia race, but it was a little bit easier to understand. It was actually fantastic today. Absolutely brilliant.
Right, that's good to hear. Glad you enjoyed it. And yeah. Okay, got a message from Chiros that he's up for an interview as soon as we are done with the other 2 guys. But yeah, it doesn't look like these guys are turning up in very soon. So. Right?
So.
Exactly. Are these guys still on the server? Unfortunately not. So that's no reason to miss the message. And here is Lucas Murno.
So the winner for this race, Mr. Morno, congratulations on a absolutely dominating victory.
Well, good evening, or good night, or good morning for the people who are watching this race. Well, we have a good pace there today. We have just we've made a progress on this track in the pre-season, so we have a lot of data to make a good pace in the race. We we have a lot of some kind of trainings on the track. We have some issues with the tires. The front tire was overheating a lot in some points of the race, especially in the turn 2 and the downhill on the chicane. So was kind of we have to drive slowly for a bunch of laps because we have to conserve the tires. So well, the race was kind of good for us. We have a good pace. We have a good management of the tires. The track was really hot, so was kind of difficult to stay on the same temperature since the beginning. So well, I'm gratificating for the victory, and I would like to thanks to Bravo Racing for all the support they have. Pickley will be not here because well, he said in the chat he doesn't talk Spanglish so well, so he doesn't want to be embarrassed talking English. It looks like so. If he gonna make an interview, it's just for chat. So if you wanna, I talk with him for him. I will talk if you wanna like. So that's my race. Looks like. Well, good morning.
Right.
A good. Sorry,
Go ahead.
you had. Sorry. I'll let you continue.
Right. Okay, I'll continue then. Lucas, first of all, there was congratulations from me as well. It was absolutely another stunning drive. What was going on in the beginning of the race? You dropped even behind your teammate and recovered very well afterwards. But what was going on at the beginning that you dropped down so far?
issues with the tires. I have a issue in the last part of stint with the soft tires because the temperature is so sensitive of the soft tires. So I've lost a lot of pace of the understeer. So even looks like I run with a puncher with the tire, but was not. The tire was really in the end. So I have a problem with the end of the stint of the softs. With the hards, I could manage it well. I could manage it even well than the soft tires. So I would believe that the strategy for the hard tires are really benefiting for me in the end of the facts. So we have a choose with it.
Right. Last question from me. Then I'm ready. Or then I'm done for the moment. You just run a part-time championship in this series. When will we see you again?
Well, I'm not a part timer now. I will race a full season now.
That's bad news for everyone else.
It looks like apparently I will race a full season.
Race a full season, that's going to be an absolutely dominating championship for you at the very least. So, once again, congratulations on your victory, and looking forward to seeing you for the rest of the season.
Right, that was the race winner, Lucas Murno, and unfortunately, Gabriel Piechny, you heard it, doesn't want to be embarrassed, so we just skip him. Everyone who watched Macau in 2000, oh, he's there. Okay, that's very interesting.
But we still need to ask him beforehand if he wants to come into the booth. If he doesn't want to be embarrassed, then we're not going to embarrass him. So we could maybe talk to Cheridos, perhaps.
Yeah, 1 second, please. I'm trying to get that sorted before we actually do something stupid. Yeah, don't want to embarrass anyone. Hell no, that's the last thing I really want to do.
Oh yeah,
at least in streams. Offline, yeah. Okay, let's not speak about that. Anyways, let's drag in Jesus. That's a good idea.
So Jesus, even though you had to for a third on the gamepad as well, so congratulations on that result.
Hello.
Hello.
You were cutting out again, Ron. Sorry, I think you have to go again.
Was I? Okay. Let me say again. So, even though it's been a quiet race, you still managed to finish third and on gamepad as well. So, well done to you in that regard. Was it difficult for you the entire race?
Well, it was difficult to me actually to be, in the pace with the two in front of me. But at the end, I think third place is a good result overall because our rivals for the championship had problems today. So I think we did our work today, and yeah, it was difficult, but at least we got what we need.
Right. Very, very interesting. Yeah, you had a very lonely race, though. Was that actually helping, or was it dragging you down as well compared to usual other races? For example, like in Kota, where you were basically busy all the race long.
Oh, actually, I was also busy. Why I don't have anyone in front or behind me, because I was always thinking or telling myself that I have to improve my pace or go a little bit more quicker. But I was having trouble with the hard tire. I didn't find any pace in that compound. I tried everything, but I felt that the car was going nowhere. So I at the end of the race, I was like, okay, just cruise the car back home, get to resort, and don't crash in any place, please.
And final remark from me is that with your persistence throughout the entire race, you haven't lost any positions at all, and as a result, I voted you as the driver of the day. What would you think that you could try and improve on for the next race to try and get up a little bit to the grid per se?
Oh, I think for the next one we can improve a little bit more of the steering of the car, because I think I was a little bit struggling with the steering a lot in some corners and in some places. It has been a big problem throughout all the time driving in IndyCar, but I think that from the last race in Cora when we won the race, we learned a lot about the car. So I think just we just need to be there, keep gaining points, and improving every time more to catch the guys in front. That I think we will do that in sooner or later.
Right. I've got another one as well. Thank you for the insight on that. But you really made up good championship points as well for today, especially with Gustavo Brzezinski crashing out early on. But I hate to break it to you, but Lucas Murno just told us that he's going to join the championship full time. And I'm quite sure that will affect you as well. So what's with that being told, what's your plan now for the next races?
Well, I know that Lucas has a lot of pace. I mean, every time I race against him, he's too fast. I mean, we always have been close in other series, but here he's a good one. I mean, he's the best in this car. So I think the best I can do is just to be there, be close, wait for mistakes from him, and try to every time to get the most of the points. Ovals racing this year is going to be critical for me, because I need to get the most out of them, even winning in an oval, to get more points and keep the lead the most I can, at least until the last round. But it's still a long championship. I think we can manage this. We just need to stay focused and get for it.
Okay, thank you very much for joining us, Jesus, and we'll see you around.
See you. Thank you.
Right, okay, and we got a last one for today, which was actually not the last one on track, but it was P2. I'm just moving everyone in, and here we are. Lucas Muno is back with us, but also with us is Gabriel Pichli, who finished in P2.
And Matthews Gomez as well.
Oh yeah, true. Sorry.
So, Gabriel, you've done your best, but just didn't have the edge today. Do you think that you can? Actually, I just want to say, congratulations on second place, nevertheless. Do you think that you can try and improve it for the next round?
Can I say for him, or he will tell us?
No, I speak. Good evening for all. At last in Brazil's evening, race was very good for me and for the team. In the end, it was in P1, P2, and really was a good pace in the race. And even fight for Lucas for a while in this race. In the end, it's an amazing race, and I hope that everything goes well in the next race. I would like to thanks for Bravo Racing for the support, and let's go for next race. Go Bravo!
All right, that sounds very good. Nothing to be embarrassed about, to be honest.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. No,
that's better than me.
Especially not. It's good. Not far off mine, and mine's not good. So yeah, not my. Sorry. Anyways, I've got another question as well. I've got another question as well. You were actually ahead of Lucas at the beginning of the race,
Did you think that you can win it at this point, or were you from the very beginning determined to save P2?
The tires very badly on the final of the stint, and okay. No, Lucas is very fast for me. The P2 is okay for this race. Just survival, simply.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for joining us, Gab, and Gabriel, and we'll see you for the next round. Yeah.
Well, I assume that was a yes, so moving everyone out. Okay, so I think we can conclude the race for today. Ron, you got anything else to say?
Yeah, let's hope that's what's his name? Burrow was hold on, let me just pronounce his name again. Where is it? Murno, there we go. Murno doesn't be as dominant in the next round, but well, we'll have to wait and see. Oh God.
Yeah, I agree to that, but we will find out at the next round, which is in about 2 weeks' time. If I'm not completely wrong, that is on the April 25th. Exactly, that's in 2 weeks' time at the famous streets of Long Beach in California, of course. First street circuit, actually, it's the second street circuit. Also, we're going to be back for the start of the IMSA Championship, Prototypes America Championship, it's now called, because it's just containing DPIs and LMP3 cars on next Sunday. And thank you, Ron, for carrying us through the race, and hope we can speak each other again very soon.
Oh, yes, we will.
All right. Thanks, everyone. And good night.